who he was, you know, or what he represent. So like I carry it like that myself. And I just feel like you know, we need to get back to what men was representing and supposed to represent. You know, and it is what it is. I know the world changing and everybody want to do something different, but at the end of the day, what's ordained and put in place, you know, it was like that for a reason, you know, and I don't want to get into that and piss nobody off, but it is what it is, you know. You know, women that is really looking for a man to love and men that's looking for women to love, that's what I want. And that's what they want. So that's who I'm talking to and who I'm appealing to. Folks that's like-minded, like myself. You know, and then we're doing something different. You do you, you know. But respect my lane and I respect yours. You know, don't act like what's been put and ordained is wrong. If you don't want me to judge what you're doing is wrong, because you trying to change the narrative. Even if I feel it's wrong, I'll keep it to myself, you know, because God is who you got to answer to at the end of the day. And he going to be like, who is you to change what I put in place? So you ain't got to answer to me on any level about that, you know. So I'm just saying, you know, I'm going to respect your lane, respect mine, and let's get along and let's exist, because I'm not the end of anybody decision making. I'm not the person that, okay, the buck stopped with me. I'm not in that position. I'm just a man. God has the superior and the ultimate say so and the final word. So I'm gonna end it like that. Rest in peace, Daddy. And you know, to everybody that loved you, they gonna miss you. We miss you already. Peace. Peace and love. All right. You see the title. David Lewis Chambliss Jr. Bay. This is my dad. He passed on Tuesday at 10:16. And yeah, you know, my pops was 71 and he lived a good life, you know, a lengthy life. Anytime in this day and time, if you can make it to see 70 years or better, you lived a good life. You know, I just went to my nephew's son, uncle funeral, and he was a young man that just turned 21 years old and was in a car accident. A car T-boned a car that he was a passenger in, and he died from his injuries at 21 years old. So my pops lived to be 71 years old. So that is a blessing. So I had him in my life 51 years, and that's how old I am. We 20 years apart. Him and my mother, same age. And he died on the day of his cousin's birthday, who turned 71. And his cousin name was Skin. I guess that was short for Skinny. You know, they just called him Skin. And, you know, from the Good Hope Road area, you know, that's where my family live all around through D.C. And, you know, but my pops grew up right there on High Street over in Southeast by Anacostia. And, you know, but when I tell people I'm from D.C. and they say, well, what part? I say all over, because I lived in all parts at some point in my life. You know, I done lived in all areas of D.C., you know, so I know D.C. in and out like the back of my hand, you know. And, you know, I've been a Maryland resident since like 93 as an adult, but my whole childhood I lived in D.C. So, you know, so we're going to have his memorial services on Tuesday coming, the 31st. And we're making all the arrangements and whatnot. So, just would like for the family on YouTube and social media, everybody that I connect with, just keep my family in your prayers and strengthen my family through our grieving time. And, you know, I make videos about everybody else. So I want to, you know, do real people that I'm in touch with, that I know that I'm connected to, you know. So it just won't be folks that is really outside of my scope that I never met before, or, you know, and just hope and desire to meet. But folks that really matter and is significant. And, you know, when you're doing great things, I'm going to salute you as well. You know, just being a regular person. I'm the type of person that I celebrate everything. You know, you pass to the next grade, we're going to celebrate you. You know, you get an A on your test, I'm going to celebrate you, because these are small increments of accomplishments. And, you know, believe it or not, it builds your character and it strengthens who you are as a person for short-term personal goals that you accomplish. You know, a lot of people always look into the wide range of everything to measure your level of success. Your success is every day that you get through a day that you survive life in general. And you can lay your head down and wake up in the morning. That is an accomplishment on a small scale. Short-term, long-term accomplishments is goals that you set, that you set that's long-term. And when you get to that destination, you know, it's so sweet. But everyday short-term goals, you can do that every day. So don't set your scope too high. Even if you do, don't forget about the short term, because the short term will keep fueling you to keep going until you get to the long term goals. So with that being said, you know, Daddy, rest in heaven. You're going home to Mika, to see Mika, my sister, your daughter, you know, your parents, and all our loved ones and friends, hold it down till we all get there. And, you'll definitely be missed. Your legacy will live on through, the memories of family that love you and friends, through pictures and videos of all the good times. A lot of times we didn't see eye to eye on things, but one thing I can say, you were who you are, and what you saw is what you got. You was a man's man, and I feel like I'm that type of person. I keep it real with individuals, and what you see is what you get. I don't play the switcheroo every time I'm around different people. I'm switching up and becoming a different person. I like to feel that, I'm the same individual no matter what circle I run in. Now, knowing how to conduct yourself is something different. If you're in a White House setting, you don't go in there wilding out like you on the street. It's about conducting yourself, and that's not, the same as you changing up and acting different and being different. You being disciplined and conducting, order within yourself and know how to act. That's totally different. One might argue that, but those that's in the know, you know what I'm talking about. So when somebody being fake, their whole aura is off, and you can read them. They hollow. You can read them and you can see right through them. But if someone is genuine, and staying firm on their beliefs and who they are, this is who my father was. He was who he was. Like it or love it. Like it or dislike it. Whatever that was on his mind, he let it be known. And, he from the old school when men was men. You act like a man, you walk like a man, you look like a man at all times. You didn't have to wonder, who he was, or what he represent. So I feel like I carry it like that myself. And I just feel like, we need to get back to what men was representing and supposed to represent. And it is what it is. I know the world changing and everybody want to do something different, but at the end of the day, what's ordained and put in. All right. That was audio from my father video I made for him last year. I lost my dad last year, and that was August 21st, 2022. No, 21, I'm sorry. And now my mom's died the 31st, actually New Year's Eve, 2022. So I just felt it was appropriate to insert some of his audio into her audio that I'm making for her to honor her. My mom's is 72. She would have been 73 April 15th on her birthday. Uh, my dad was 71. He would have been 72 the 30th of this month, you know. And yeah, it's just real funny that you just don't prepare to lose both of your parents a year apart. They both was in their 70s. So I had my parents for 51 and 52 years of my life, and I'm grateful to God for that. And you know, my mom, the matriarch of the family, the queen of the family, the I always say in the structure of the military, she was, the general, and you know, and that's how we carried it. And whoever was next in line, I guess my dad was number two. And when he passed, I became number two, and so forth. That's our lineup and our structure, in the lineup of the family. And so, you know, we buried her yesterday, and shouts out to and props out to Reese Funeral Home, uh, Mount Olivet Burial Cemetery. That's where my grandmother Roxy Woodlane is buried. My sister Tamika Chambliss. Now my mom Theresa Chambliss is there. You know, uh, you know. So because them three is there, three special ladies in my life, uh, it's a no brainer. That's where I gotta go when it's time for me to go home. I want to give some advice to folks. 20 years will be next year since my sister Mika has died and or been deceased, and $5,000 paid for her whole funeral. 5,000 nowadays don't pay for nothing. So thank God my mother was smart to, as we attended family members and friends funeral, and as she was talking to relatives and loved ones, they expressed the fact that what they were paying for informative wisdom beyond her days from experience, life experience. And I picture myself of being that person as well. I ain't got nobody degrees. She ain't had nobody degrees, but she was very wise for the years and life that she lived. And myself, I feel like I'm on that same accord. I've been to school, but I ain't finished my degree, because my grandmother passed, and, she was helping me go to school and allowing me to work just weekends, and was paying for my